Welcome to Dirty Secrets University, where tuition is the cost of a free subscription, and hitting the bell will set reminders so you never have to miss class again. Today, we're learning all about SYNCMAPS. If you don't have Tentacle Sync, that's not a problem. A SYNCMAP is a timeline that organizes audio and video by ensuring that they match up visually and audibly to one another. In this case, we are matching camera angles and aligning audio tracks to video footage. The prerequisite to this class is having all your media logged and project managed. Now that we have completed the logging, which was the project managing, it has been copied into the location that I have designated it to, which was on my drive. From here, I would go back and look at my work and fix any spelling mistakes, which I'm sure there's quite a few. So that should be logged, not lodged, for one. Do a quick glance. If you miss a few, it's really not a big deal. In Premiere Pro, it's pretty intuitive. So if you're searching for a word in your search engine and you kind of misspelt it, it'll still pull up that name / clip you are looking for. So just a quick glance over, because once we import all this into our final session, we don't really want to be renaming things. That just causes a lot of unnecessary steps. These are all copied in this folder. We are going to create a new folder called it raw, and that is also going to just chill there for a moment. The stuff that we had only initially renamed is going to be our raw. So in our logged footage, we want to pretty much recreate the same folders as we have in our raw. So it's going to be all of this. I'm just going to manually do this because there is no other way, unfortunately. Yep. So these are all going to go in here. So Shift Command N creates a new folder in a hotkey. And then we are just going to organize. So we've got all of this ACAM, and we're looking for 1028, and all that is going to be bumped to here. And then the following. Done and done. So we can minimize both of these. This should be in this folder. So we have our main folder with the logged footage and the raw footage, and then our Premiere Pro session folder. These auto saves generate themselves automatically. You can just hold on to them. From this point, we should just double check that our files match. So we seem to have a discrepancy here. So I guess that's normal. Sometimes things get misplaced. So we're gonna do an even bigger deep dive here. So select all of these, get info. All right, so 29, 28, 30. So this is what we're looking for it to be a match. So these have 65 items, good, good. These also are a match. So I guess it is my BCAM folder. This one's a little off, okay. I guess let's keep going down the list. So get info, ACAM, BCAM, audio. So 28, 28, 31, 31. So it is BCAM. So we have 5 items and 8 items. So what the heck happened here? So we seem to have a duplicate. I don't know when that would have occurred. I guess maybe just as I was showing the example in the previous, but I'm fairly confident that these are just duplicates. So we can go ahead and remove those. And now we are back to a match. 4 and 4, perfect. So I know that it says 5 items, but that's because it includes this parent folder. So this is 5 items total, and that is normal. So good thing we double checked, because that would have been confusing for us later. So now this is complete. I've taken the liberty to create a daystack project file in Premiere. You can do that at any point. We're just gonna leave it there for now, but we are gonna use this program. It's called Tentical Sync, and it's gonna generate a sync map for us, which is really handy dandy because this tool prevents you from building your stack entirely by hand, which I've had to do, and it is an absolute nightmare. So that annoying like high screech sound that was playing during some of our videos was the tentacle, which has the encryption of the time code, is going to be very useful for us in this step. We're going to do one day at a time. ACAM, audio, and BCAM are all going to be dragged in. You can click the folder. You don't have to go select every clip individually. So we're going to click and drag it in here. But if you're working on a project who has GoPro or iPhone footage or things that aren't necessarily attached to a tentacle, this will not work. So make sure that your camera has tentacle and can analyze these files. It usually takes a while, so I guess I'll fast forward this so you guys don't have to sit through it with me. All right, perfect. We are looking to remove any slow-mo clips. Slow-mo clips will affect the way that the sync map calculates all the other videos in line. So my first slow-mo clip is this one right here, is number 9. So if you're new to this, I would do 1 clip at a time. So I would delete number 9, I would go in here, find clip number 9, and give it a red dot. Perfect. So next up would be 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Perfect. So 33 to 38, delete. 33 to 38. We can also confirm that they each say slow-mo at the end. And just cross-reference to see. I think that's it for slow-mos. So that's fantastic. The audio won't indicate that it has time code, but it does. If you're in a large session, sometimes ACAM will have these 4 lit up dots, and that's the ideal scenario. In my experience, I've been leaving them with, even though it says it has no time code, and clicking my sync map to see if it can even generate any information for us. So this is your sync map preview, and these are your videos and these are your audio, so you can see very clearly that they are synced up, which is really great. These also, so that's good. Perfect. So we're gonna leave that. I'm gonna hit XML. I'm going to label this 2024 1028. I'm gonna save it in the appropriate folder, which is this one, and it should just tag at the end here. We are working in 2398 and 1080p. This is all good, and hit save. Perfect. So I'm just gonna check and see. So this program has been generating blanks on the first go for whatever reason. See how it's like an empty file? We're just gonna delete that and do the exact same thing again. I don't know why. It just does that sometimes, so I'm sure it might happen to you. And then boom, see how our XML file actually popped up? That's what we're looking for. I'm actually glad that happened. So perfect. So that's gonna chill there. And then we're going to Command A, delete everything, and do the same thing for the following day. All right, so same thing. We're going to check for slow-mo clips. There doesn't seem to be any, which let's just go check. Okay, cool. So sync map, we can see that it's working and it did its job. So this will be 29, and we'll save it here. Don't forget to change your settings. and just double check that it saved properly. Perfect. So Command A, delete, and we're on to our last day, which I don't think we had any slow-mo clips in this one. You can also search up here. They're all labeled already, so that's nice, especially in this drive. Perfect, we didn't miss any. Sick. So we can minimize that. XML. 1080, perfect. And that is our sync map. Nice and easy. All right, so this concludes this second step. So I will end this here and we will do the following class, and that's going to be how to actually build the day stack. So we'll see you in a bit. If you don't have Tentacle Sync, that's not a problem. I will now show you how to build a sync map without Tentacle Sync. Bonus points for you if you are here, because not all cameras have Tentacle, and you will now have that extra knowledge on how to problem solve even if you do not have access to Tentacle Sync. All right, so I have opened my Daystack project. It is in my Premiere Pro folder. I am going to show you guys how to build a sync map if you don't have this Tentacle Sync Studio. So first things first, you have to import your media. So we're gonna go project. This is my project folder. I'm going to minimize him for now. You're going to not import the XML, just the video. So this is 2024, 10/28, I believe it was. So we'll put all these in here just for funsies. So we can drop down all these. Oops. Okay. So we need to open our metadata tab. So here we're going to pretty much create a label for each camera. Unfortunately, if you just search for camera label, nothing will come up. So we have to tell Premiere Pro that we're looking for that by clicking on this hamburger menu, metadata display, and we're going to search for camera label. Camera label, perfect. I'm just gonna scooch this one over here. All right, so all of ACAM we're going to select and give it camera label A. You're gonna do this for your audio as well. I give it S for sound, and then B for BCAM. So these all have a label. If I hit them, the S will pop up. And let's redo A for whatever reason. Sweet, so now they're all labeled. Awesome. And we are going to select everything and then deselect the folders, because that would screw us up. We are going to right click, create multi-camera source sequence, and you can call it whatever you want. I think I'll just leave multicam. You want to check time code, create single multicam source. We definitely want to click that. Track assignment is camera label, because we just finished creating the camera label. And uncheck move source clips to process clip bin. All right, we are going to hit OK. So now we have this fun little thing, and we are going to right click, open in timeline. And my timeline seems to be behind here. I'm moving that to my other monitor. And there you go. It has created our multicam sequence without using Tentacle. So I think that that's awesome. Once you have completed all of your sync maps, you are now ready to daystack. Class dismissed.